Inside Drag Racing, we return to Cecil County Dragway in Rising Sun, Maryland, just about 50 miles from good old Philadelphia and about 50 miles from Baltimore. And today on the program, it is the Coast Chassis Design Ultimate Outlaw Shootout. And these are the big guns right here. These are the cars that are going to make it all happen today. The Coast Chassis Design 10.5. These are the kings of this particular series. Also today, the GMPartsDirect.com Outlaw Drag Radials and the Precision Nitrous Tech 8.5 index class, a very unique index class. And another unique class is the Whole Shot Performance Wheels 275 drag radial. This is just a little below those 10.5 guys, and they really put on a heck of a show. Joining us on the broadcast here today at Cecil County Dragway is Nate Pritchett. We'll get to him in just a second. Right now, overcast, maybe a little precip on the way. About 67 degrees, and the altitude of this track, the elevation, 340 feet above sea level. Nate Pritchett, very busy man right here. He and his brothers actually run this series, but he's also cruising around the pits. So let's check in with Nate.
Hey Doc, remember a couple weeks ago at Lebanon Valley, we were talking about whole shot wheels? Check this 66 Chevy 2 out with the whole shot sun flares. Man, this thing is gorgeous. And with me here is Mark Shankweiler. Mark, he's one of our stars in 850 and 275 drag radial. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Nate.
Man, this thing is gorgeous. Why don't you tell us about it?
Thanks, Nate. It's a 66 Chevy 2. I've had it about 15 years. It's got an M&M competition BMS racing engine, small block in, 2 stages of nitrous from Steve Johnson, whole shot wheels, Mickey Thompson rubber.
Yeah. Thing flies, man. I happen to know firsthand.
Well, Nate, yeah, we've had a couple battles.
Both of us have SB 2.2 headed small blocks, and I got to tell you, this is a work of art, man.
Thanks, Nate.
So good luck to you out there today. I understand you're doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're hoping, getting ready to go to first round here, and hopefully the track sticks and we get down.
All right, buddy, knock them dead.
Thank you very much, Nate and Mark. This is the Whole Shot Wheels 275 drag radial round number 1. Bar lane, Adam Saylor out of Warrington, Pennsylvania in the 72 Demon, and Tim Reinert in a 91 Mustang. 275 radial here, going 8th mile here at Cecil County Dragway in Rising Sun, Maryland. Off the line first, Saylor in the far lane with an 0.46 reaction time. He's going to cruise to this one here, a 5.71 with the 5 to move on to the next round. Next up, Bobby Flippin, Rochester, Virginia, and Mark Shankweiler in that beautiful 66 Chevy 2. He's out of Douglasville, Pennsylvania. Track conditions here a little bit slick at about 60 feet, but drivers have got to be able to set that car, launch it, and get on it. Both do it. Flippin, 0.56 reaction time. Shankweiler, 0.57 at the top end. That one's Bobby Flippin, a 5.32. Don Barnett, near lane, far lane, Jim Willett. Barnett in the Firebird. Jim in the Mustang, 0.96 leave for Barnett, a 5.303 at 136.14 miles per hour to take the win. Ricky Fox out of Waldorf, Maryland in the Ford, and Ryan Clark in the Mustang. 275 drag radial, conditions a little bit damp here in Cecil County. Fox off the line with an 0.52, this is all him. A 5.17 with the 5, 137.85 miles per hour. A single pass here, your number 1 qualifier out of Mount Airy, Maryland, Frank Provenza. Provenza, 0.87 light. Again, at 60 foot, some problems there. Top end, 5.54 with the 5. Welcome back to Inside Drag Racing, Coast Chassis Design Ultimate Outlaw Shootout at Cecil County Dragway, Rising Sun, Maryland. And it's time now for the GMPartsDirect.com Drag Radial. You know, in the last couple of years, the drag radial class has been just one that everyone has kind of graduated to. And really, this is going to be something. Big Daddy Dwayne Guthridge in the 89 Ford LX and Mustang Mike Modesta. Out of Brooklyn, New York, Mustang Mike off the line a little bit slow, uncharacteristic for him at the top end, a 5.22 at the 6. Big Daddy Guthridge moves on. A couple of singles here. This is your number 2 qualifier, Paul Major, out of New York in the 01 Corvette, 454. He lets off of it, gets back in, and he's going to cruise here. A little shakedown run for Paul in a single here in our drag radial class. Next up, John Belinsky out of Island Park, New York in an 81 Cutlass. And this thing set on stun. At the line at 0.43 reaction time. And he goes 5.50 with the 9 at 120.46 miles per hour. Number 1 qualifier, Chris Evans, Baltimore, Maryland, 90 Mustang, 622 cubic inches. He's going to sit, think about it. He's got a buy run right here. Nothing special off the line, and he'll move on to the next round, a 5:04. Not characteristic for him, but he'll move on. Next up, our Outlaw 10.5 class. This one's where all the big dogs have come to play. And you've got to be bringing your A game here. Dale Collins and Steve Gorman. Collins near lane, a 002 reaction time, 4:44 and 169 miles per hour. Tim Farrick out of Philadelphia, PA, up against Anthony DeSoma. DeSoma really tough in this class. Soma to near lane, a 006 reaction time. Farrick, though, is going to march onto this one here as Anthony's got problems of 467, 159 and some change. Mike Martin in a 69 Camaro. Steve Klufeld in a 90 Mustang. A classic matchup and battle here. Martin off the line. And he'll go 438 with the 7, 167.41 miles per hour. Good-looking truck in the near lane, Bill Mitchell out of West Berlin, New Jersey, 96 S10, and Doug Harris out of New Jersey in an 06 Pontiac GTO. Mitchell off the line, 077. Harris with problems. Mitchell will move on, 454, 166.33 miles per hour. Tom Casper far lane in the 05 Mustang, and Ralph Hardesty in the Chevy 2. That Chevy 2 sporting 626 cubic inches and off the line. Casper, an 098 reaction time. Nice pass there. He's going to end up at the top end, 434 with the 5 and 177 miles per hour. Chuck Olsch out of Dayton, Maryland, in the 02 Camaro, and Brad Harris out of New Jersey. Identical reaction times at 035 for both drivers. This one, though, Chuck takes at the top end, 428 with an 8, 187.86 miles per. Tommy Morrow, Toms River, New Jersey, and Scott Giuliano in the 02 Camaro SS, 762 cubic inches in that Camaro. Tommy goes 031 reaction time. This one's going to be close top end, but a little wiggle there by Scott. 454 with the 2, 163.20 for Tommy. He'll move on. The real class of this field, your number 3 qualifier in the 03 Cobra, Joe Newsham. 648 cubic inches. He shuts her down, 473. That in the Coast Chassis Design Outlaw 10.5 round number 1. Welcome back to the Coast Chassis Design Ultimate Outlaw Shootout. New Class 4A Precision Nitrous Technologies 8.5 Index. An index class where you have to get as close to 8.5 without going under. You move on. If both drivers go under, well, the closest one to 850 moves on. Bob Romero and Richard Gardner. Romero in that 69 Dart. Gardner in the Malibu. Who's going to move on? It'll be Romano. An 865. He moves on. Joe Mattisey in the 93 Mustang, and Rocket Rob Shirkus in the near lane in the 93 Mustang. Shirkus, 078 reaction time here. Again, trying to get as close to possible as that 850. Shirkus goes under. That means Joseph moves on. Joe Moyer up next to Al Fonzie. Fonzie in the 93 Camaro. Moyer in the 85 Camaro as well. Fonzie in the far lane packing 632 cubic inches and leaves the line with an 035 reaction time. Jeff Moyer will move on in 861 with the 9 and 161 miles per hour. One of the most consistent racers you'll ever find, Mike Pyatt in the far lane out of Holtwood, Pennsylvania, the 67 Camaro, and Sean Gallagher. Gallagher goes red. Hand this one to Mike. He doesn't need it. He's so close to that 850 index. He goes 854 with the 7 and 158.22 miles per hour. Angelo Bala, Dix Hills, New York, the 72 Corvette. Beautiful looking ride. Rob Puchigina, 67 Chevy out of Richburg, Pennsylvania. Angelo goes 048. Rob goes 054. Top end, tight one here, 052 because Angelo broke out, went under. Rob moves on. Greg Casamano, 70 Chevelle. Mike O'Sullivan in the 90 Mustang. That Mustang sporting 347 cubic inches. It's not all about that. Oh, as he's got a handful there, getting it back as he almost got close to the center line. Craig Cusimano, a 1022. Not a good pass there, but when you win, you can move on. Rob Puller, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, 86 Camaro. And Frank Santos in the Malibu. Santos with the 303 lead. Puller an 033 lead. And Rob Puller closest to the 850 index at 864 with the 3. Luis Martinez, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, an 84 Mustang RX-7, 383 cubic inches, and in a solo pass, he goes 853 even, 154 miles per hour. Continuing with the Precision Nitrous Tech 85 index class, Brian Ferrari, 66 Chevelle, 854 with the 4 at 150.56 miles.